been great 45 minutes of Premier League football?
That was absolutely fantastic. We've seen many great Premier League games. But this season, and I think we've said this a number of times, I've never seen games like it between the top 4 to 6 clubs. Absolutely incredible in terms of the goals, the excitement, the enjoyment, the sends off, penalties, controversy, everything. The games have had absolutely everything, and this was no different yesterday.
The top 4 sides, the 8 matches, just the 36 goals. This game had a bit of controversy early, didn't it?
It did. I mean, there was a couple of decisions early on, and we were very close to them where our studio position was. Chelsea get themselves in a bit of bother. Essien with a poor clearance, he just gets sort of ricochets quite fortunately in between Masingwa and Morelos. And when we watched this first time, we said penalty straight away because one, just take that back a little bit. You see there the shirt pull. I mean, Howard Webb is looking right at that, and this isn't just a little, you feel a little tug. It's a continuous tug over a period of time.
But I said to you on the show, didn't I, yesterday, that he fell forward.
He did fall forward, and we've looked at this very closely, and Howard Webb doesn't have the actual benefit of seeing this. But he just takes forward very slowly. I just wanted to watch Masingwa's leg in sort of this area here. He sticks his leg round Ashley Young there, and that contact just trips up Ashley Young, and that's what makes him fall forward. I think on the shirt pull alone, I think it's very difficult for Howard Webb not to give that, to be honest with you, because it's quite blatant. He's looking straight at it, and the actual, if you like, trick from Masingwa makes it even more of a penalty.
Cahill on Welbeck, had another look at that. Changed your mind?
Again, when I first saw it in light, it looked penalty sending off, I have to say. But you watch it again, and we'll clear up the 3 big decisions that the referee had to make on this one. The first one is it outside the box? Well, you can quite clearly see that the tackle from Cahill is outside the box. So he's made the right decision there, Howard Webb. The second one is the sending off element of it. And the ball, you see where the ball travels, it's just moving away from goal. And I think with the position of David Luiz, I think it would be very difficult for Danny Welbeck to get a shot off on goal actually without David Luiz getting across. I can see why Howard Webb again has not made a decision to send them off. And I suppose the last decision to make is, was it a foul? And again, an absolutely fantastic position, Howard Webb here. And we show difficult it is for referee. Gary Cahill gets none of the ball here.
You can understand, can't you, from the angle the ball rolls at it, you can understand why he thought he had got the ball.
At full speed, watching this once, and I just thought Howard Webb looked a little nervous yesterday. I think maybe the City-Tottenham game a couple of weeks ago maybe had a little bit of effect on him. But there, you can see how difficult it is for referees. It does look there like Cahill's, Danny Welbeck's just about to kick the ball. It does look like Cahill's about to kick the ball as well, and that's a very difficult one, and he should have given a foul. It was a foul, but it wasn't a sending off or a penalty, which I think was the main concern if that was the case.
There were more big decisions later in the game. Let's look at the first goal, though. Anything United could have done to prevent it?
Well, there's always something you can do, particularly when I'm analysing things.
Very true.
Doing the goal. They're in a good position. They're getting into a good position, but it's when Mata picks it up there now. As soon as a player like Mata gets the ball in that area, you are in trouble because you will find the pass. And it's Sturridge against Everett in a very difficult position, and Patrice just gets beaten on his outside there. He'll be really disappointed with it. And when I was watching it live at the time, I thought, why didn't it show him the other way towards Rio Ferdinand? I wondered whether Rio Ferdinand had actually made the call. You just watch Rio Ferdinand comes into the picture very shortly. If you just watch Rio Ferdinand's mouth, he's just coming into the shot there. He says, pass to me. If you watch his mouth there, Rio Ferdinand, what's he trying to get? He's saying basically, show him back this way. Show him that way towards. It's difficult. Once you get in goal side and get to the byline, they do end up in trouble. And I think if you watch Rio's mouth there, he's saying, pat to me. And if you continue to watch Rio Ferdinand's mouth, I think his next phrase is, oh, Pat. Because once you get to there now, you are in the lap of the gods. You are in the lap. It's so difficult. De Gea and Evans are left with, there's no chance for them there. It's very difficult for them. And, he gets beat on the wrong side there, which is very difficult for him.
I like the second goal before we then. Surely, Gary Neville, this was just sensational attacking football, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You wonder how a team can concede a goal 23 seconds after the break. They're all in the shape. But, there's two absolutely fantastic elements. The Manchester United back four does get dragged all over. Patrice Evra gets drawn into Sturridge, which is fine. Fernando Torres makes a running behind Rio Ferdinand, and then you've got your back four, if you like, disjointed, Manchester United back four do get drawn over to this side of the pitch, and the ball breaks to Fernando Torres. I just want you to see there at the back post, you've got
arms in the air,
Juan Mata already, and I think Fernando Torres sees this, and this is an absolutely brilliant cross, absolutely unbelievable cross. There's nothing that Rafael can do at that back post, and we have to see it from a different angle to see how brilliant this finish is for Juan Mata. I mean, he sort of takes it on the side foot behind him. I mean, it's an incredible technique, and an absolutely special goal, that. Really special goal from Juan Mata.
Spectacular goal that was. It was a stepping stone that handed United to the third, wasn't it?
They did, and I think we've covered the way in which to defend wide free kicks. We talked about a few times about if your line breaks, if one of the players doesn't go back in, if you're 1.5 meters between each player becomes disjointed and the gap appears. I just want you to watch here, David Luiz, who I think does very well with Patrice Evra. Just move this forward very slowly. He just gives Patrice a little nudge forward there, and that then creates space in between Michael Carrick and Rio Ferdinand, where Rio Ferdinand's got no time to react. He's got a player directly behind him, and once that gap appears, you've no time to react with the delivery and the speed in which the ball would come in. To get a little bit of luck, Chelsea, I think this was probably going in the back of the net anyway, even without the Rio Ferdinand deflection. And at that moment in the game, Chelsea 3-0 up, and it's an incredible scoreline.
And we were sitting watching it. They've been 3-0 up in the Premier League 111 times. Never been pegged back from that position, and yet I was sat with you, and you were adamant that United was still in the game. Why?
I've watched United a lot. I've played United a lot, and I'm aware of the inbuilt spirit that's in them. But I just saw watching the game, they were playing too well not to come back in and score goals,
and there was plenty of time left.
And this Chelsea team isn't the previous Chelsea team that has got a real rock solid centre. And I have to say about Chelsea, they missed Drogba yesterday, they missed Lampard, they missed Terry, they missed Cole. If they'd had experience, they might have got through. But I just felt the way the game was going, how well United had played in the game, I just felt they were going to score goals. And the first goal is a penalty. The biggest moment in the match, I feel, is because once Manchester United got one, it was almost inevitable that it would continue. It comes from Daniel Sturridge, and it's not just a big moment because Daniel Sturridge leaves Patrice Evra and gives away a penalty, but also I think it affected Andre Villas-Boas' mind in terms of taking Sturridge off the pitch. But if you just watch this, it's a definite penalty. There's absolutely no doubts about it whatsoever. See,
Clever though, Evra, isn't it?
Very clever. You watch Patrice Evra just gets his foot in there, and if you watch Daniel Sturridge's left leg just come and kick the back of Patrice Evra's right leg, and no doubt whatsoever that's a penalty, and it changed the complete flow of the game. Well, once this penalty went in, Chelsea just felt the atmosphere in the stadium changed, the belief and body language within the players on the pitch. It was a sensational penalty from
Yes, Sir Alex said he'd been practicing and showing.
It certainly paid off because it's a brilliant penalty from him.
What do you make the second penalty?
I thought this was 50-50 yesterday when I watched it, but having watched it again, I think Ivanovic gets a little unlucky in the sense that just before this actual challenge, his foot just gives way on him. He slips. His foot gives way on him. And, we're going to see it here now. And he comes and he's he's scared about making the challenge on. He just plants his foot there now, and you see, he slides there with his right foot. You see, and he loses balance, and his stud marks, appear on the pitch. He catches Daniel Welbeck, and that's why the referee gives the penalty. And you can just see there, those stud marks on the pitch. He just slips. It's really unfortunate, and he loses his footing, and that costs him the penalty. And at this point, United were absolutely rampant at 3-2.
Another good penalty as well, and they couldn't get on with it quick enough.
Oh, the urgency of the show, you can just see straight away the tails that we know what's happening. And at this point, the game did change a little bit. I think Daniel Sturridge came off. The retreat into the shape. Romeo came on. They made it more difficult, but they had this huge moment, and this is one of the most baffling because this is an absolutely brilliant football player, Fernando Torres. Played against him many times, one of the best forwards that you like to see, but he's completely lost his confidence, and he had the game in his hands or at his feet, and he just doesn't take the shot, and that just tells you exactly where he's at in terms of his confidence and his belief. I actually thought his general performance at the time, hold up play was good yesterday.
The striker is not sure of confidence. Nathan play with you tonight.
Well, if you want one chance, he's almost become the Solskjaer of Manchester United in terms of if you want a chance to fall to anybody in the last 5-10 minutes of a game, it would be Hernandez. He's absolutely brilliant and clinical. I think the disappointing thing for Chelsea You look at two very experienced players here. I think maybe SM's a little tired before Malouda. You know, he doesn't do a lot here in terms of, you know, Valencia. He just goes forward. And once he puts that cross in, they're in trouble. Wayne brings it down really well, gets the shot off. I wondered whether Ekachek could have parried that out for a corner or caught it. Just there, just take it back. Hernandez in the middle. And this is really difficult to mark from David Luiz. Respect the eye of sympathy with him here, because the movement is exceptional, the ball is exceptional. And it's another huge goal for Javier Hernandez.
He has a knack, doesn't he? Born out in this, and scoring big, important goals. 9 points they've got. Both of those goals he scored there.
Yeah, and I see some centre forwards, I call them bully boy centre forwards. You know, I've got 4 in 10. Yeah, but he scored 4 in one match, and none in the other 9. When this kid scores, it always seems to matter. He scores important goals, and he's won Manchester United this season 8 points.
There was one key moment still to come, though, wasn't there? Much talk about the United goalkeeper. He was a hero here.
He did an absolutely incredible save. I mean, Juan Mata didn't do a lot wrong here. It's the most incredible free kick. It's just brilliant football all round. Fantastic free kick, great goalkeeping. And you see it from this angle better. How he gets up after that in the top corner is absolutely wonderful. He's done his confidence an absolute world of good.
The problem, possibly, is it more this, David Hare? These are his 15 appearances. Some of these, there were actually changes during the game to the central defence. He's only played, as you can see, behind Ferdinand and Vidic, Gary, 3 times. Surely even a goalkeeper of the stature of Edwin van der Sar would struggle with a situation like that.
Well, he would, and we've seen sort of Company and Lescott, Agger and Skurs have played together so many times this season, the defensive records that they've had. Manchester United had absolute complete devastation for him in those defensive positions, and continual changes if you back to, and your full-backs as well, which I haven't shown there, has been a big problem for them. And conceding goals yesterday is a problem. They played so well. They've gone to Anfield and Stamford Bridge playing absolutely brilliantly. 2 of the best performances the Manchester United team have put in there, but conceded 2 and 3 goals, and the ever-changing back 4 is something that will concern Charlotte Ferguson more than anything, I would say.
If tonight's game is anything like as good as that second half at Stamford Bridge, we will be in for a treat. Let's focus